All right, here we are at 69th and 3rd. Behind me is a pretty darn nice residential building here in Manhattan. Decades ago, it served as an FBI building. Right across the street from it, towering over it, overlooking it, is Trump Plaza. So now we're away from the hubbub and noise of 3rd Avenue in the plaza of Trump Palace. Yesterday, I had a friend of mine say, a liberal-minded friend of mine say, James Comey gave Donald Trump the White House. Why would he fire him, Rob? This is a spectacular example of the myopic and shallow and one-dimensional thinking we often see exhibited from the liberal left. The investigation into the criminal activity of the Democratic nominee to be president of the United States had nothing really at all to do with James Comey. It had everything to do with the FBI. She is a woman who behaved in a criminal way. That was criminal activity. The FBI's job is to look at that kind of criminality. People are running around out here, he pulled a political stunt and threw the election. Yet no, if anything, the politics involved on the part of this Obama appointee, James Comey, was in not opening the investigation in the first place, and then his hand was forced. And here's a little known fact. It was reported that over 100 FBI agents had threatened to quit their jobs if Comey had continued to stonewall an investigation into Hillary Clinton's criminal activities. All right, I want to share with you now a few lines from a Wall Street Journal editorial from today's paper on the issue of the firing of Comey. The FBI isn't supposed even to confirm or deny ongoing investigations, but in July 2016, Mr. Comey publicly exonerated Mrs. Clinton in the probe of her private email server on his own legal judgment and political afflatus. That should have been the AG's responsibility, and Loretta Lynch had never recused herself. It is not the function of the director to make such an announcement, Mr. Rosenstein wrote. The director now defends his decision by asserting that he believed Attorney General Loretta Lynch had a conflict. But the FBI director is never empowered to supplant federal prosecutors and assume command of the Justice Department. Well, if that's not cause for a firing, what is? A 10-year appointment, he's 3 years in. The president has the power to fire him, has to show cause. I think they have shown cause. A lot of people are figuring what the hell took so long. He should have been fired earlier on. You know, I think James Comey probably worried a little too much about himself. So now you got a lot of Democrats out here screaming and yelling, cover up, the Russian probe, led by Shumo the clown over there. I would say that it is important for President Trump to make clear to the American people that this is going to be an ongoing investigation. We're going to make sure that we do this right, whether it's a joint committee in Congress, which would be out of his hands, or whether it would be a special prosecutor or a special investigator. You know, we want to get to the bottom of if somebody did something inappropriate during last year's election cycle. So I would say, you know, all that being said, President Trump did do the right thing by taking his AG's advice and firing James Comey. As former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice said yesterday morning, when you have a newly elected president, he's president-elect between the time he won and the time he's inaugurated, anybody he's picking for cabinet positions is certainly going to have foreign dignitaries looking to curry favor or speak with and develop relationships. So there'd be nothing wrong with somebody that was appointed to Trump's cabinet in that time before inauguration for someone to speak with a Russian dignitary or any other foreign dignitary. There's nothing new about that at all. And as Dr. Rice pointed out, you just would hope that they didn't really talk about policy or potential policy changes. Look, this is much ado about nothing. I think that President Trump should go ahead and make sure this investigation is done thoroughly and properly and get it the hell out of the way. Here in front of the FBI building of yore, and right across the street from it, again, I will point out, is Trump Palace. I'm Rob Armold. I say we all must always keep the proper perspective.